This is for the leaders, the visionaries, the hope bringers, kindness instigators. This is your place to get loved, poured into, activated, and inspired. Good morning. Welcome to Fireside Friday, July 18th, 2025. I'm just going to start today by inviting you to breathe deeply right where you are. Take a few breaths in through your mouth or in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth at whatever pace feels good to you. And if you're in a place where you can close your eyes while you do that, just breathing inward, I'd encourage you to. I know some of us are moving as we listen, and that's totally fine. But just take your time here, breathing for just a moment. As I was leaning into what today felt like we needed to hear or be with, I was actually struck by realizing I don't really think that you need to hear a lot from me today. I think that you need to lean in with yourselves. So I am going to take you through a guided visualization. Before I do that, I'll do our card and I'm going to unpack just a little bit around some of the history with me and drawing closer to me in guided visualizations or meditations and what that's looked like. Because I think that there's there's something in our culture or in our world that always has us rushing and busy and reacting. And it's only in self leadership that I have found and self stewardship, taking care of myself, meeting myself, being in community with myself, and slowing down that pace, that I've been able to bring forward the things that I really want to offer to the world. And also the way that I want to be in the world instead of reacting, responding. And in a lot of ways, I don't believe, at least I wasn't really encouraged to have a spiritual practice. Yes, I was encouraged to maybe read my Bible and say prayers, maybe a daily devotional, and that could be a ritual. But even in the context of the way that I understood it, or even within the culture that I grew up inside of those things, I was always trying to instigate myself almost externally. It's like I was trying to solve for a thing I already had in my mind, already wanted to try to achieve. Um, and instead, something has shifted in me when I stopped coming into communion with myself, relationship with myself, trying to excavate, um, and instead trying to communicate. Okay. So I think too, and there's nothing wrong with also coming into relationship and communion with ourselves with a specific quandary or something that we're seeking clarity around. I think that that's right and beautiful as well. But for today, for the purpose and the intention of what I've been feeling for today's fireside, is that this space that we're creating here together and with ourselves, I wanted to remind us of the reverence that's available to us when we walk, when we expect, when we call in that attitude of reverence. I think sometimes, again, we're so busy and we are so inundated in our lives with what's next. Where am I headed? That again, we can miss ourselves in the process. And today, what I was feeling most is that we needed time and space to be and hear from our own heart spaces, from our own internal wisdom. And all right, so that's a little bit of unpacking there. But I'm going to start with this card, and then we'll go into that visualization. Um, and if you are driving or you are moving, it's totally okay. Just try to take in what you can, and being present, just like you would listen to my words. And just remember, too, that the recording is always available to you through the podcast as well. So if you ever want to come back and listen to it, or you want to come back and do it again, it'll be there for you. So today's card is Rita of Cassia, the patroness of impossible causes. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. And this is coming from the Divine Feminine Oracle. Who she is. So we start a little bit with the history of who she is. Saint Rita of Cassia's life demonstrates the power of prayer to shift even what appears to be an impossible cause. She was born Margherita Lodi in 1381 in Italy to noble parents. She is associated with bees because, as a child, it is said that they swarmed her but never stung her. And bees are symbolic of Mary and of the diligent work that must be done to gather honey or the immortal sweetness of Christ's love. Although Rita wanted to enter a covenant, she was forced to marry Paolo Mancini and had her first child at age 12. Oof. Her husband was a wealthy nobleman who had many enemies in Cassia. Rita endured abuse and infidelities, but through prayer and kindness, she converted him to Catholicism. He then renounced the family feud known as La Vendetta. Even though Paolo had become a new man, a member of the feuding family murdered him for his previous acts. Rita's two sons wanted to avenge their father's death, but before they could, both died of dysentery. After the death of her husband and sons, Rita wanted to enter the monastery of St. Mary Magdalene in Cassia. She was given the condition that her family had to reconcile with the family that they had killed her husband before she could gain entrance. Rita prayed to her patron saints John the Baptist, Augustine of Hippo, and Nicholas of Tolentino to assist her in creating peace between the two rival families. The plague was ravaging Italy at that time and happened to take several members of both families. This was enough hardship that they agreed to relinquish the feud. Rita entered the St. Mary Magdalene Monastery at the age of 36. Catholic legend says that she was transported into the monastery by three patron saints via levitation. And legend also relates that while she was meditating on Christ at age 60, a ray of light pierced her between the eyes. The stigmata remained there until her death of tuberculosis in the monastery in 1457. When your soul selects her card. Despite popular belief, St. Rita isn't about suffering or martyrdom. Not in this context. Here, she is about the miracles that happen when we choose to be steadfast about something or someone. This does not mean remaining in a situation that is harmful to us. It means knowing that we can believe anything is possible and that everyone is ultimately forgivable. Because forgiveness isn't about someone else, it's about freeing ourselves. We might have to draw fierce boundaries and possibly never see this person again, but we can pray from any distance that a light larger than our own transforms them, that a love that's greater than what we alone can hold and have for them might offer them a new life. St. Rita is asking us foremost to never give up on what we want for ourselves, and she's suggesting that the path to what we desire is in our belief that it is still possible. We might not know how or when things will align for us, but we can participate in deep prayer, a bone trust that at some point what we most desire will arrive. The soul voice meditation for this card. What do I believe is possible for my life? And the intention. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. What a life. What an incredible life. Lots of hardship. And I love that in the unpacking, it's not really for us to focus on the suffering or the martyrdom, but instead to focus on what is possible when we ask, what is possible when we believe, what is possible when we trust our knowing, when we lean into ourselves as carriers of great wisdom. That's a powerful card and a great place to begin our meditation from. So, if you are in a place where you are at home or you are in a space where you want to change where you are, or you want to lie down or anything, feel free to move now um, and just make yourself comfortable. And again, too, if you cannot be more comfortable, that's okay. Just continuing to listen to my voice and staying present with what I'm sharing and see what comes up for you in this process. Because again, I ascribe to the belief that what's meant for you won't miss you. And there is no perfect way to receive. Uh, there's no there's nothing you need to do in order to have your own wisdom come forward, except for the belief that you can trust that wisdom. I remember too, when I first started doing visualizations and guided processes, I remember the amount of self judgment I had like, girl, like you must think you're pretty special because you're having some wild things or whatever. I really, really did discount or challenge a lot of what I was feeling and sensing. And it took time and space for me to get under that. I really think that we have been taught a lot of cynicism when it comes to hearing ourselves, especially as women. The messages that we receive are not often trust yourself. They are often trust me instead, this expert. I will tell you and I will fix you, or whatever messages we've received. And instead, the message I want you to receive today is that you are a powerful place of wisdom. You can be trusted. Your instincts are there for a reason. Your feelings, your senses, the way that you call things forward, or the things that you see are meant for you if you choose to believe them and choose to listen to them. And I think that that's one of the most powerful gifts we can give ourselves to, and the reverence of communing with ourselves is to believe ourselves, to listen to ourselves without judgment and instead in deep friendship and curiosity. And it's okay too if we have to learn a new kind of relationship as we do these processes. When we learn and see that maybe we aren't as kind to ourselves, we can change that. That's okay. There could be a really critical voice that comes forward. That's okay. Notice her, thank her too. Notice where she's trying to protect you or ask some questions. Um, of that voice and leaning into that process the same way we would too if you were having a conversation with a friend who's normally loving or supportive and they're kind of critical. Whatever that looks like or gets to look like in your own process, it's perfect. But things really have shifted or come alive and online for me in such a way when I value my own internal knowing and I listen to her. And sometimes I do challenge. I challenge the voices that surround her, because that deep inner knowing usually is very uh, wise and patient. And sometimes you can also spot where you might have a repeated occurrence or a pattern where you feel stuck or stalled. That's okay too. As we slow down that process and just start noticing, that's when we start being able to also change those things or challenge them or come alongside them in a different way and hold them differently. All right, let me grab our music here. This music was created by Via Chilaslav Starostin. I have pulled this from, there's a website called Pixabay, and they have creators create there where you can share free content. So if you're This is meditation, relaxed sleep music. I really found it resonant for what I was seeking for us today. But if you want to give him a shout or look him up, I'll also put him in the show notes because I want to give him some credit where credit is due. All right, let's get started here. Take some gentle breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. I want you to start in a place in your mind, a place that you feel really safe, connected to, nourished by. It could be a garden, it could be a favorite bedroom, it could be a childhood room. Go there now. It could be the beach. And I want you to find a place in this room or this space where you feel comfortable and cozy. That could be laying down on your stomach or your back or leaning up against a corner or in a big, robust chair by a fire. Wherever that is, I really want you to settle into that space. Know that here in this space you are held, you are safe, and it's okay to explore here. Notice how you're held, whether that be the chair that supports you, or the ground, or the water. Notice how you're held in this space. And as you sit here, I want you to start asking yourself, self, soul, what is it that you want me to notice in my environment that I'm in right now? What is it you want me to see? Ask her to show you what she wants you to notice about you right now in this space, in this season of your life. It's okay too if you don't feel words, but you only see images. If you're seeing that image, ask her to maybe animate that or to make it more clear to you if you're feeling like you can't connect or understand, or trust to that you'll be shown or it will make sense in time. Ask this wise, deep part of yourself, what is it that you need right now? Today, this weekend, the season that you're in, what is it that you need? It's okay too if you don't know how that need will be met. You can ask her, how could this possibly be met if it's feeling unattainable or you're just in a season of overwhelm? That's okay. Trust too that you'll be given what you need. And as we believe that, notice what possibility opens before us when we trust that that need can be met. Even if we don't know how in this moment, ask her to reassure you, to sit beside you, to hold you. Ask her, is there anything else that she wants you to know right now? Now, I want you to take her hand and let her lead you to a different place, a place that feels expansive, full of possibility. Let her carry, lift, fly you into this new place. Notice the colors, smells, the symbols, if there are any. Wherever you find yourself now, lean into the possibility. Let it dance and play and ruffle your hair. What is available to you in this expansive place? Thank her for bringing you here, for sharing with you today. And know that anytime you can always come back for a visit with her. Come back into your body, into the room, into the car, wherever you're listening to this. And as you feel led, open your eyes. This reverent place in you is always available. Those sanctuary doors are always available. Continue to draw near to the wisdom that you hold. You are an incredible wonder full of life and love, laughter and possibility. May you believe it. I will see you next week.